Assalamu alaikum and a good day. You are watching the channel Learn English with Nayab Suhail. You are going to learn when to use the definite article the in today's lesson. Previously you have learnt when to use the indefinite article a or an in lesson number 3. That's a complete guide on using the indefinite article. If you haven't watched that video, you can watch it later. Remember, it's lesson number 3. Let's move forward to today's lesson. First of all, you should know how to pronounce this word. So if a vowel sound follows it, pronounce it as the. For example, the earth, the apple, and the empire. On the other hand, if a consonant sound follows it, it is pronounced as the. For instance, the sun, the day, and the traffic, etc. The next important thing is its meaning. Just as a and an have a meaning, similarly, the also has a meaning. A and an both mean one. The means that or that one. For instance, if I point towards someone and I say, the boy is crying, I mean to say that boy is crying. So, the means that one. To begin with, the is used with something that everyone knows as a part of environment. For instance, the earth, the sun, the sky, and the stars. These are the physical features of the environment. Similarly, the is used with something that everybody knows about. For instance, the Titanic, the Eiffel Tower. Almost everybody is familiar with the Titanic and the Eiffel Tower. Similarly, it's used for other features of the environment. For instance, if somebody says the shops open at 12 o'clock, we readily understand that he or she is talking about the shops in his or her area. Similarly, the traffic is blocked today. So, the is also used with the names of the points on the globe. For instance, the equator, the east, the west, the north, and the south. So, it's also used with names of poles and polar regions. So we can say the North Pole, the South Pole, the Arctic, and the Antarctic. It's also used with directions. For instance, on the right or on the left. The is also used with geographical areas, the East meaning Eastern countries, the Midwest, or the West meaning Western countries. The is also used with names of common places. So if I say she is going to the bank, it means to her bank or to the nearby bank. Or she is going to the cinema. It is also used with the expressions showing time periods. Like in the 20th century, on the 7th of September, at the weekend, at the moment, the day before yesterday, the day after tomorrow, and with the parts of the day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. It is used with the plural names of countries, for instance, the Netherlands, the Philippines, and the Maldives. Similarly, with the names of the countries that include the words like Republic, United, Kingdom, or states, etc. in their names. So, the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, the United States of America, and the United Kingdom. But if we want to use a single word name, we don't use the with it. So, it's wrong to say the Pakistan or the America. The is used with the names of mountain ranges. For instance, the Himalayas, the Karakoram, and the Andes. And again with single names, the is not used. So the K2 is wrong, and so is the Mount Everest. Similarly with names of chains of islands, for instance, the Florida Keys, the Caribbean, the Canaries, but not the Greenland or the Devon Island. It's also used with the names of deserts, the Sahara Desert, the Gobi Desert, and the Namib Desert. It's also used with names of gulfs, for instance, the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of Guinea, and the Gulf of Alaska. The is used with names of families in the plural form. For instance, the Simpsons visited us yesterday. The Kims are going for a walk. But it cannot be used with a singular name. So saying the Simpson or the Kim is incorrect. The is also used with names of the holy books and classics. So the Holy Quran, the Bible, similarly the Iliad. The is used before an adjective to make it a plural noun. For instance, the rich means rich people. The poor means poor people. It's used with a singular noun when referring to a particular type in general. For instance, the camel is a beast of burden. We are not talking about a particular camel, we are talking about camels in general. Similarly, the dog is a faithful animal. But don't use the camels or the dogs. This rule is not applicable to the word man when we are talking about the whole mankind. We can say man is mortal, not the man is mortal. Similarly with a singular noun that refers to a type of institution. For instance, the radio, the computer, and the cell phone. Similarly with names of musical instruments like the piano, the violin, and the flute. The is also used when it refers to a part of someone's body. For instance, how is the hand now? Or he was wounded in the knee. The is used with names of some illnesses like the measles, the flu, and the mumps, etc. The is used with the sport or sports event. For instance, who won the long jump? Or she swam up and down practicing the crawl. It's also used to give details about someone or something that you have already mentioned. For instance, he was passing through a forest. The forest was dark and gloomy. Similarly, there is a boy standing in the street. The boy is holding a pistol in his hand. The is also spoken before a word or phrase that describes someone or something, especially when you are angry, jealous, surprised, or shocked. For instance, he has stolen my book, The Thief. It is also used to emphasize that the person, place, or thing you are mentioning is the famous one. For instance, Miami is the place for girls who like to live life to the full. Or, this is the port where their ship landed. The is also used to mean enough of something for a particular purpose. For instance, Eric did not have the common sense to send for a doctor. Or, I don't have the time to take breakfast, I'm leaving. The is also used as an adverb before two comparative adjectives to show that the degree of one is related to the degree of another. For instance, the higher you go, the cooler it is. Or the more he eats, the fatter he gets. It is also used before an adjective or adverb to emphasize that something is bigger or better than all others. For instance, I had the worst headache last night. or the cutest koala. The nearest bank. The is used before a noun referring to an action. For instance, the growth of the steel industry or the arrival of our guests. It's also used before an adjective to make it into a noun. For instance, that's asking for the impossible. Or science fiction movies make the unreal seem real. I hope you like this video. If you do, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. For similar videos, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Keep watching and stay blessed.